Welcome to the latest edition of the Tiger Highline Online. The holiday spirit's in the air, and this week the journalism department brings us a wide variety of stories, both holiday and not, from the halls of CFHS. With the holidays fast approaching, the Resource Department celebrated with a party. Christina and I bring you the story.
Resource students jumped into the holiday season with a party on December 3rd. There were cookies to decorate, gifts to open, a movie to enjoy, and most importantly, fun for all. Senior Shandell Gertis enjoyed spending time with the students and has volunteered many times in the past with similar events.
Alright, so I volunteer with Mrs. Frahm's class down in room 14. After school and during school we go on many field trips. We are next week going to the food bank and helping out there. I really enjoy coming down and spending time with these guys. They're great. They brighten my day, my week. It's amazing. I love volunteering with them and I wouldn't change it for the world.
The time shared with volunteers like Shandell has meant a lot to the students too.
My favorite part is just hanging out with friends and getting to spend time with everyone.
Mrs. Frahm, the teacher for these students, knew how much this party would mean to them and tried to organize it as they would enjoy most.
We have a group of students that we meet with regularly during the month. They go on field trips or do evening activities together called our Here Friends. And all we did is we said, hey, should we get together and celebrate the holidays? And that's all it took. The kids kind of came up with their own activities for what they wanted to do this evening. And they baked cookies of the day for frosting. They knew they wanted to do like a gift exchange and watch a movie. So it was pretty easy to set up because they came up with the plans. You know, they really enjoy the friendships that they have made throughout the school year, and it is a fun activity for them. They really look forward to those types of events after school and during the school day.
Overall, the holiday party was a great experience and left many smiles on the faces of all involved. This has been Christina Brammer and Emily Peck reporting for the Tiger Highline Online.
Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. We
had a great time at the party! Yay!
This next story by Andrea Malcolm profiles the use of the cardio room.
The Cedar Falls High School cardio room is used by students, staff, and administrators. We talked to them about their use.
Okay, so the cardio room came about because we were chosen by the federal government to receive the PEP grant, which is the Physical Education Program grant. And with that, our school district received about $1 million, as you know, over 3 years. And all of the equipment that's in the cardio room came from the PEP grant.
Well, I like using the cardio room because usually with my lifting routine, I'll go in there to warm up and just to get warm and ready to lift, and then either after my lifting routine, I'll go back into the cardio room and go on the elliptical or the Stairmaster or do another running workout.
Okay, well, I'm here in the cardio room right now because I'm thinking about doing cross country next year, so I have to get into better shape for that, and I have to stay in shape throughout the winter.
Yeah, I use the elliptical sometimes, every once in a while, even the treadmill, you know, if I'm feeling like getting a good run in, to kind of get in shape, you know what I mean, because, you know, when you play basketball, it takes a lot of conditioning, you know, running up and down the court, so I usually like to do that every once in a while, and for PE I do too, so it's kind of a nice, neat little thing, so.
I use the cardio room in there to keep in good shape, and to get a good sweat going, you know, pre-workout, just to get your blood flowing. And it's a great place. The air conditioning, that's positive, and it's a good place to be.
We encourage students to go in there before school, during the day for physical education classes, and after school.
This has been Andrea Leisinger and Malcolm Usani reporting for the Tiger Highline Online.
Olivia and Bennett bring us a story on former wrestling coach Keith Young.
Cedar Falls held their annual Keith Young Wrestling Tournament this Saturday, finishing 10th overall. Keith Young had 16 teams that came from across the state to compete, and this meet is the second biggest tournament for the season. Sophomore Harrison Poe talks about the Keith Young Tournament.
Okay, so I knew this was going to be a really hard tournament because it's like one of the hardest in Iowa besides state. So I know there's going to be a lot of good kids, but I think I underperformed today because I didn't do so well. You know.
Senior Jacob Schwab gives some insight on the team.
Keith Young Day is going pretty good. Team's looking really good as a whole. Got like Dan, Cassie, Clark, Devin, Nick, all been doing. They were all on the top side, and we had a lot of younger guys pulling through. Had some good matches. The Kings, Harry Poe, Langle. Pepperling came out again for first year and did pretty well. I think we still have Devin and Hagdorn in the finals. And then we got Dan can come back for third, and it's been a really good day today.
Reporting for the Tiger Highline Online with Lydia Borsay, I'm Bennett Ford.
Michaela, Dominic, and Lee talked to us about Holiday Hoopla, Cedar Falls Downtown's holiday celebration.
Though it may not feel like the holiday season, Santa Claus has come to town, and he's brought some of his helpers.
How long have you been doing this?
I've been here for an hour and a half. Fully trained, ready to go.
What made you get involved with it?
I work at Cedar Falls Community Credit Union, and they asked for volunteers for down here for the Hoopla, and why not say hi to all the kids and their families and have a great time.
Holiday Hoopla gives customers a great opportunity to find out what they want for Christmas.
Holiday Hoopla just really brings people into our store and brings kind of a variety of people we don't usually see, so that's really nice.
Also on Main Street, there are boxes where people can donate toys to kids who are less fortunate.
Santa!
Of course,
Santa!
I know Pony! A pony! Pony! No pony. Yeah! Pink one.
Santa! Free tuition!
Pink ponies don't exist.
This has been Lee Hall, Michaela Burke, and Dominic Sapresi reporting for the Tiger Highline Online.
Ken, Jacob, and Brady give us a peek into the woodshop classes with a holiday twist.
I'm Mrs. Sneed. I teach industrial tech here at the high school. I teach woods, metals, construction tech, and this year I'm also teaching autos. I actually got into industrial tech because when I was in high school, basically most of my classes came really easy to me. And it wasn't until I decided to take, kind of a slough fun class that I actually got into industrial tech. And it was the first class that really challenged me to use something that I'd learned before. In a lot of classes, you just memorize stuff for the test, and after that, you don't use it. But with industrial tech, you have to actually use everything you learn because you actually have to make a project or do something with it. The primary goal for Woods 1 is to learn the processes of manufacturing and to actually go through and use the process to actually mass produce a part. In this case, the class is making a box with a secret hidden compartment to it. And then they also get some time to just refine their woodworking skills from what they've had in the junior highs and actually make an individual project that they can take home.
What we're currently working on in Woods 1 is a lockbox with a compartment in it. We're doing that because it's a mass production project, and basically we're mass producing the lockbox so everybody has their certain tasks to do. The good thing about this class is that if you want to be a carpenter or anybody else who wants to work with raw materials and get things done, you can do that in this class.
Class is actually really fun. The people are pretty nice. It's a good experience for me because I'm one of 3 girls in that class and there's not a lot of classes like that. Woodshop is actually a pretty good skill to have because you can make your own stuff rather than having to go out and buy things.
I've had a lot of really cool projects over the years. I'm really excited for a few of them that are coming up right now with my Woods 2 classes. Basically, we have a student making a guitar, and we have another one making a really cool bench cabinet. So I'm going to be really interested to see what those turn out like.
This is Ken
and Jacob reporting for the Tiger Highline Online.
Controversies in the air over the superintendent's plans for the new high school. This next story is by Hunter and Alex.
Cedar Falls High School, remodel it or build a new one?
We have a decision we need to make in the community, and essentially what it amounts to is we know work needs to be done to this building. So do we spend $50 million or $56 million and fix up this building and not solve all the problems we need to solve, or do we build a new high school? Some people would say, well, it's a lot more expensive to build a high school, but the taxes to build a new high school really aren't that much more than to spend $50 million to do this. So a person with a $200,000 house might want to spend $150, let's say, to fix up this building, or $200 for a new building. The new building is a 50-year solution. Fixing up this building is not a 50-year solution. So in the long run, the best value for the dollar would be to build a new high school. We're pretty much landlocked here. That's the biggest issue. I don't know if you've noticed, but we have a parking problem. We have a facilities problem where you don't have enough classrooms in some cases. We need an additional gymnasium would help. Our robotics area doesn't have a place to go. There's a lot of little things that we need to do and add that we can't do here because we're landlocked. We're on about 15 acres of land. A high school our size that's growing should be on 35 acres. So it's just a matter of, even if we stay on this site, we're not going to solve the problem of us being landlocked.
This has been Alec Larson
and Hunter Eiselman
reporting for the Tiger Highline.
Some students here at CFHS train for their sports all year round. This next story by Ahmed, Richie, and Alyssa bring us the detail.
A lot of students at Cedar Falls High School are involved with sports and athletics, but on the off-season, a way to keep fit is Homewood Strength and Conditioning. Mr. Homewood, the supervisor of strength and conditioning, is also a teacher at Cedar Falls High School in the math and engineering departments. He has a very strong background in track and athletic training.
I think one of the strengths that I have as a coach is in the strength and conditioning. Coming from my background of competing at UNI and professionally for Reebok, I've gained a lot of knowledge, and I really feel like that I can help all the sports in terms of the strength and conditioning piece and getting our athletes ready to peak and be at their best performance.
Some of the students share their opinion about the program.
We enjoy coming to it, but sometimes, like during some of the running, it's kind of, if we like it being here, yeah, it's pretty hard work. Yeah.
Mr. Homewood shares a little bit about the history of strength and conditioning and what motivates him to devote his time for the students.
This is the third year that we've implemented the strength and conditioning program at the high school. It started in the winter 3 years ago. Coach Remmer and myself sat down and said, hey, we're looking for something a little bit different, trying to get some consistency across the school in terms of what our kids are doing in the weight room, and it has evolved to what we're currently doing today.
To students that would like to join strength and conditioning, what would you recommend doing?
The only thing they have to do is stop down, talk to Coach Remmer or myself, and we'll try to find a spot for you.
This is Richie,
Ahmed,
and Alyssa reporting for the Cedar Falls Tiger Highline Online.
CFHS's own Mr. VanCleve bikes to work every day. Terrell and Luke bring us a story.
As the winter months roll in, most faculty use cars to commute to Cedar Falls High School, but Mr. VanCleve uses a different form of transportation.
I ride my bike to school for a couple different reasons. The main reason is I just like to bike. When I lived overseas in the Netherlands, it's a very bike-friendly country. They've got biking paths with stoplights and their own system just for biking, and I was really happy with that, and I'm just trying to continue the behaviors that I gained there, which was biking everywhere. We didn't own a car, didn't need to, because they have a bike path that will get you to any city in the whole country. I also do it because it saves money. I don't spend money on gas, I don't spend it on insurance, I don't spend it on an extra car payment because since I ride my bike almost everywhere, my wife and I only have one car. I started to use a bike as my main source of transportation when I lived in Dubuque, Iowa. It was probably about 8 years ago, and I was just using it to ride back and forth to school. I think people don't ride bikes or don't walk because it's an inconvenience, and that's just not a good enough reason for me. The improvements that Cedar Falls High School could make for bike riders is how you can keep your bike when you park it. Right now they just have the bike racks, which seem like that's good enough, but it'd be nice if they were covered. It doesn't seem like it's a big deal, but if it rains all day, your bike's soaked, it gets rusty, and it gets a lot more weathered than it needs to get.
This is Luke and Terrell reporting for the Tiger Highline Online.
The end of the semester is coming up soon, and many seniors are deciding to graduate early. Here's the story by Kaz.
Graduating early is becoming more and more popular amongst seniors at Cedar Falls High School. Here we have Ellie Snodgrass and Jenna Bundy talking about their decisions on why they wanted to graduate early.
I'm going to attend UNI and go for my 4-year degree.
Out on my own. So I figured I'd take a semester off after I graduate and then go to college in the fall. I decided last year, I think, like when all the first seniors were graduating early.
Last year, around scheduling time. Yeah, I'm obviously going to miss all my friends, but I'll still come back for games and stuff, so.
I'm kind of bummed about not doing track, but that's okay. But I'm going to prom, so it's not a big deal.
Senior Shirley Speckerman, a transfer from NU, will be taking a very different approach to pursue her plans after high school.
Last year I went to NU, and so when my school closed, I kind of considered doing an internship. I went to Kenya this past summer and really enjoyed myself, and one of the founders of the place, the thing that I was there with, she's like, well, we have this internship, and if you feel interested, you can apply for it. So I did, and planned my semester so that if I got accepted, I could graduate early, and I did get accepted, so I'm graduating early. So basically what it is, it's helping people in rural areas of Kenya, in the ways of micro-enterprise, because a lot of the people there feel that they need to go to Mombasa or Nairobi to make something of themselves, and it's just helping them find ways to use their gifts and abilities in their small communities. I'm going to go to Atlanta for 2 weeks of training, and then I'll be in Kenya for 10 weeks, and that starts in early May. Sort of in the summer when I started considering the internship. I guess it's never something I pictured myself doing, hurrying high school. I kind of feel sometimes that I'm rushing and not taking the time to enjoy my senior year. But I'm really excited to move on to this next chapter in my life.
I'm Kaz Brown reporting for the Tiger Highline Online.
APEX is an online program here at the high school that helps students pick up core credits. Here's the details by Michael and Nick.
Apex Learning is a different alternative for students here at Cedar Falls High School.
Apex is our computer-based curriculum that we offer to students that are in need of makeup credits for maybe classes that they failed in the past. And we started offering that here about 2 years ago. My involvement is similar to the other counselors' involvement in Apex. And when we have students that have either failed classes or have transferred to us from other schools and are in need of making up credits in order to continue to make progress towards graduation status, we'll get them put on an Apex class here at the high school during a study hall or free time period, and or sometimes before school or after school. That's also the same program that we offer to our alternative school students and also to our students that take summer school classes. The disadvantage is that you're not getting the true class setting when you take an Apex class. You're sitting down in front of a computer, not a lot of interactions going on. You're mainly reading, you're doing your work, you're taking the test, and when you finish the class, you finish the class. So sometimes it's a pretty impersonal type of a class to take.
If you don't understand what's going on in a regular class, and you don't want to feel stupid, ask all those questions and stuff, you can do Apex and it's easy, but it's not so easy that it makes you feel like you're not capable of doing a regular class. And I like that it goes by quick, so you can get done in a class if you really take your time and you're not distracted by anything. So in a regular class you can have distractions, but when you're sitting on a computer and you can just get all that done right then and there, that's nice about it. And a disadvantage might be those really social people that miss their friends and stuff like that. They maybe wouldn't like not being able to be around their friends and stuff like that. You can get it done. You can get it done efficiently and quickly.
This has been Nicholas Hall
and Michael Bowden
reporting for the Tiger Highline Online.
It's that time of semester again, and the physics classes are breaking and building bridges. Joey, Lisa, and Clint bring us a story.
In the college physics class at Cedar Falls High School, they made bridges out of toothpicks.
Each bridge is tested how much weight it can hold. The physics teacher, Mr. Swartley, explains why it's important.
Well, why we do it relates to topics in physics that include static equilibrium and Newton's laws of motion. So it's a good application of some of what we've been studying, and gives the students a chance to do a hands-on project rather than all just book problems.
Students talk about their bridges.
Okay, our bridge held 107 pounds, and it took about 18 hours to construct.
Alright, for our bridge we did a Pratt truss which made a bunch of little equilateral triangles, and as you can see it didn't go the best because it just kind of snapped in half.
Sophie Perez and Anna Love's bridge held the most out of all the classes this year. This has been Lisa, Clint, and Joy for the Tiger Highline Online.
This next story by Austin profiles a student here at CFHS who decided to become a vegetarian for the week.
Team, my name's Hayden Schultz. I go to Cedar Falls High School. I play baseball, basketball, and I have a bearded dragon and coffee. There's some famous athletes that I know of, such as Arian Foster, Mike Tyson, and Tony Gonzalez, who've all tried stints of vegetarianism, and I wanted to try it out.
Cedar Falls students Trey Bronner and Ben Fina shared their opinion. Here is his day-by-day journal.
Oh. So, I'm Hayden Schultz, and I'm a vegetarian. It's day one, and I'm not sure if I'm able to do this, but I kind of miss meat already. But yes, it is what it is.
Things such as baseball and Xbox keep Hayden's mind off meat.
Day two, for lunch I had macaroni salad. For dinner, I had hash browns and a side salad at Georgia. Day three, for lunch I had a salad at Hoopla, and for dinner I had a cheese, lettuce, tomato, onion, pickle sandwich. I still love meat.
Hey, you want some pizza rolls? Hayden, you want any pizza rolls?
No.
It's only a little bit of sausage. Just a little meat, man.
Day 4, for lunch I had a salad, and for dinner I had tomato soup with bread. Today is day 5, and I'm preparing a Okay, one time I ordered a salad with a piece of chicken in it, and I almost ate it, and I spit it out. My near-death experience. Day 6, for lunch I had peanut butter and jelly, and for dinner I had cheese. Okay, this is the end of my vegetarian, and it was kind of hard to do, but I feel a little bit more energetic. I was super pumped about it.
This has been Austin Anderson reporting for the Tiger Highline Online.
We also have 2 podcasts to show you. The first one is Clint and Joey's Kiss the Cook.
Hello, welcome to another episode of Kiss the Cook. We're on a secret mission to make a gingerbread house. We're gonna go in and get the ingredients and get out as fast as possible. Here we go. Ready? Break. This mission's a go. The butter is a go. I've got the brown sugar. The corn syrup's done. I've got the ginger. I've got the cloves. I've got the baking soda. Got the flour. I've got the stuff. We're out.
The next one is about the LEGO League Regional Qualifier by Christina.
With upbeat music and radiating team spirit, LEGO League participants had the chance to share their knowledge and accomplishments at a regional LEGO League competition on December 1st. This competition gave participants a fun way to work towards skills they would use long into the future, and also helped spark further interest in STEM-related careers. The day began with an opening ceremony that brought together the 36 teams. The teams then gave 3 presentations throughout the day and went head-to-head in robotic challenges. The presentations consisted of a technical interview about the robot, a demonstration of the team's ability to work together, and the team's answer relating to this year's societal issue, senior solutions. The robotic challenge is also related to this year's theme, as Sean Peasley, coach of the Black Hawk 4-H LEGO League team, described.
And this year, some of the missions were to replicate what seniors have to experience. One's on balance, another is on putting quilts together. Another one's on, seniors need to exercise, so it was lifting a weight. So it's geared towards themes that seniors have to, experience.
The teams earned points for the different missions they were able to complete in a 2.5-minute time frame. But the competition was much more than just gaining as many points as possible and giving successful presentations. Dr. Harwood, coach for the LEGO Llamas, has seen how many of the concepts learned by participating in LEGO League can be applied elsewhere.
The LEGO League, what's nice about that is it teaches you problem solving, real world issues. Your robots don't work, you can't ignore that, you have to kind of deal with it. Everybody puts ideas, they work real hard on learning to work together as a team. And that's a difficult skill, What if you want, there are times people just want to do things their way, and you have to learn how to work that out. And so that's an important thing around a technological problem.
Even though LEGO League was designed for ages 9 to 14, younger participants were able to join in on the fun and experience working as a team through Junior LEGO League. These young participants were given a challenge, made a robot that moved, and showed it off to be reviewed. To give all of the participants in both Junior and the normal LEGO League an idea of where they can go with their technical skills, there were demonstrations throughout the day from the Cedar Falls High School robotics team, the Swart Dogs, and a robot from ISU. To complete the day, awards were announced and coaches walked away with smiles on their faces, knowing that these innovative problem solvers will be able to face the challenges of the future.
One of my passions is I want kids to get into engineering. I want them to be interested in math and science, and eventually they're going to be the problem solvers in the future. So I want them to find it fun and challenging. There seems to be a shortage of engineers, and if we don't have engineers, we're not going to be able to solve the problems of tomorrow. So I want these kids to become excited, and part of first is to give real-world problems to the kids and see if they can solve those challenges today and become excited, and hopefully they may not be in engineering when they grow up, but hopefully they'll be something problem solvers and use math and science that will help the world.
That's a wrap for the show. Be sure to check out some of our other shows and our podcasts at our website. Keep it classy, CF, and we'll see you again in a couple weeks.